from RTO here. Welcome to Friday. Before we start, I'm going to do a few shout outs. We had a cracking live stream last night. If you haven't watched it, go and check it out. It is still up and it always stays up. Had some great guests on again last night. Rob Walker and his new slot that he's got on the live stream, the guestless tracks off his compilation albums. That is now going to happen every week he's on. We was joined again by Richard McCook, Vinyl Dale, known to us as Simon. Dave was in the house as well, although he didn't come on screen, he was in the house. And we had Art, the North Carolina vinyl picker, on with us last night, and it's always great to see Art. I know he likes Kate Bush, who we're doing today, so thanks ever so much again, Art. You're always welcome to come and join in the chat with us Brits and add your perspective of America, which you did last night, which is, it's always good to have other people's and other countries' opinions on some of the albums we were talking about. Anyway, today we are going to do, as I've said, Kate Bush live. Now, okay, Kate's only released 2 live albums in her career, but we've got to give them love because she was a fine performer. I mean, I think they're on DVD as well, and terrific. Kate Bush, as you know, is my favourite female artist of all time. Born Catherine Bush, she's got a CBE. She was born in 1958, and it all started with Wuthering Heights, and she did the duet with Peter Gabriel as well. So yeah, she's won Brit Awards, but she's never been let in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is beyond my belief, and that's another story. So let's have a look at these 2 live albums. Now, I love both these albums. To me, there is not. It's very hard to rank these because I love them all 2 of them. But there is a reason why I've put one at done them in this order. So, coming in at number 2 is her second live album, and it was released in 2016. It's called Before the Dawn. Now, this is a return to stage after a 35-year absence. It was recorded during her 2014 sellout residency at the Hammersmith Apollo in London. So, joining Kate on stage was Kevin McLeay on keyboards, John Carrion on keyboards, guitars and programming, David Rhodes was on guitars, for Rick Carlson guitars, Gon Giblin bass, Minnow Silly percussion, Omar Hamkin on drums. It's split up into 2 acts. So Act 1, well, 3 acts, sorry. It's Act 1. We start off with the wonderful Lily, which is a great song, and Kate sings it beautifully. Then we have a brilliant rendition of Hounds of Love, one of my favourite tracks by Kate, and it sounds wonderful live. I mean, some of these tracks we've never heard her sing live, and boy was that a good track. Then we get Joannie. Some of these tracks, when you look at the track list, how do we get this wonderful sound on stage? Oh, just of course we do. Wonderful version of that. Top of the City is another great track. Again, that was wonderful. She sang that. Brilliant. Never Be Mine. Brilliant. Now the song that's really brought her back to focus again, it's Running Up That Hill and Deal with God even. It's from whatever program it is. I don't watch some of this Netflix. And all the kids like this. Made it number 1 in the UK charts. Don't mind that. Kate Bush at number one is always a pleasure. Then we get a great version of King of the Mountain, one of my favourite tracks. Wonderfully sung as ever. And then we get disc 2, which is Act 2, The Ninth Wave is its title. We got Astronomer's Call, Short But Love. Then we get Undreamer's Sheep, which is a beautiful song. Under Ice, just great songs. She picked some really good songs off her albums. Under Ice, another great track. Waking the Witch, love that. It's so eerie. Watching Them Without Her, wonderful track. Watching Without Me just carries on from that theme of the watching. Little Light, beautiful. Jigger Life, I love that off the Hounds of Love. Hello Earth and The Morning Frog, just great tracks. And then Act 3, we get this prelude, the prologue, 10 minutes of wonderful music from this wonderful performer. An Architect's Dream, fantastic. Definitive. That is to me the definitive version of that song. It's got so much atmosphere. Then you get that little bit, the Painter's Link. Sunset is wonderful. Aerial Tal, short, but it's wonderful because it goes straight into somewhere in between. Wonderful, wonderful track. Tawny Moon, Nocturne, Aerial, a brilliant version. I love that song anyway, and it just sounds brilliant. Among the Angels, beautiful, and then she tops the show off to finish it all off. A wonderful version of Cloudbursting, one of my, probably is my favourite track. I love that track, and it's brilliant. What an album! Away for 35 years, can she still deliver? She can, and she always will, because she's that sort of person. There's not, okay, there's none of the Wuthering Heights and the early stuff, but it concentrates on that middle part of her career. And it's good because some of them tracks were done when they were done, technology was different, and she's really brought these songs to life. Top draw material, top draw performance, and I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.9. So okay, it's number 2, but it still gets a 9.9. So the number 1 album for me. Now this first came out in 1979 on a VHS video, but they did do a disc version. No, 1981, sorry, it came out, but the disc came out later. And it's called Live at the Hammersmith Odeon. So both shows have been recorded at Hammersmith. The CD version came out in 1994. It's mainly the songs from The Kick Inside and Lionheart with a new song, which is not new to us now. So on here, there's Kate Bush, who does the piano's vocals, and she was doing the dancing in them days. Brian Bath on guitars and mandolin and harmonies. Alan Murphy on the electric guitars. Paddy Bush, which is her brother, on mandolin. And Kevin McLean, now he's played on both. He was there on the first live album and the second, so there you go. Preston Hyman on drums, and Glennis Groves and Liv Pearson on backing vocals. We get first track on here is Moving, which I love. Great version of it. You got to remember this was done back in the day when the technology wasn't good on the stage as it was now, but it's 1979. They did a great version of it. Then we get Them Heavy People, moving the ball. Great track, love that. Then we get Violin, which it was a new track then, and it would eventually Fear on the Never Forever album, so she was playing something brand new. Strange Phenomena is wonderful live. It's always a good track, but great live. Hammer Horror, great track. Brought to life on stage. If you've seen the clips of her doing it, it's wonderful. Then we get Don't Push Your Foot on the Heartbreak. Pretty cool version of that. A wonderful version of Wow. Love that track. Feel It, another great track. Kite, which was the B-side of Wuthering Heights for those people that like these little bits of information. Good version. And then the last three tracks are the killer tracks for this whole performance. James and the Cold Gun, wonderful track. Live, it's got so much more atmosphere. Great performance. Then we get Oh England My Lionheart, great track. And this one ends up with the wonderful Wuthering Heights. What a performance. Great track and great live. Now this album is pure magic for me. A very young Kate, and this is why I like Kate Bush. Songwriter, great singer, fine performer. When in her younger days, such a huge talent, and I'm going to give this an RTO 10 out of 10. Of course I am. It's Kate Bush. So there you go. Very short live album ranking today, but I wanted to talk about Kate's live performance, especially the after 35 years, coming back strong as ever and putting the performance in. And she's just disappeared again. But that's Kate for you. That's what makes her so good. Okay, I'll be back later for a new album review, and we're going to look at Metallica's 72 Seasons. So today we've gone from this gentle Kate Bush to a bit of full-on heavy metal. So join me for that later. Bye for now.